welcome to Daytime Ottawa. It's Friday. We made it. My goodness, if you could see what happens behind the scenes on this show, that's all I got to tell you. So excited to kick off the show in the kitchen here because the 2024 Canadian Culinary Championships happening here in Ottawa. It kicks off next week. We're going to give you all the details and introduce you to the person that's going to be representing Ottawa at the championship. We are joined by Ragav Chaudhry. He is the executive chef at Ayana Restaurant. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. And Corey Haskins is the senior judge from the Ottawa qualifier at the Canadian Culinary Championships. And you'll be judging, of course, coming up next weekend. Corey, let's start with you. Tell me, so we've had qualifiers to move us to this point where we are now. Walk us through. What does that qualifying period look like?
So every city across Canada that's competing has a qualifying event. Ours was held in September. So we bring chefs from the Ottawa region to compete. Last September, we were at the Chateau Laurier for the event, which was great. And we brought together 6 chefs, and they put together their signature dish and pair it with a wine.
Right.
And the judges sit down and we review, and we've criteria looking at flavor and taste and the matching of the wine and how it all goes together. And then we pull together a winner after that event. And that winner then goes on to compete in the national competition in February.
How does the 6 chefs here from Ottawa, how are they chosen?
So that's the judges behind the scenes. We are reaching out to chefs in the region, looking for up-and-coming young chefs who we think would really be able to do a great job.
Let's talk about, this is some interesting circumstances that you find yourself representing Ottawa. Corey will tell you, by the way, it was so close. I was there that night, and I'm glad I wasn't a judge. But let's talk about these interesting circumstances that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, you know, it was a really close race, and Chef Khaled had put out a solid dish, and, I mean, all the chefs that night, it was really special. But just to even be considered and in the realm of everything, it's just a big honor, and, I mean, to represent Ottawa is a dream, and hopefully we can defend the cup from last year and bring it back home. So
nice. You're going to prepare a little something for us here today. What are you making for us?
Yeah, so we're working on a little bit of a signature dish here at Ayana. It's going to be our pumpkin risotto. We might have you get your hands dirty if you like.
So, I'm game, yeah.
We have a little bit of stuff that we prepared in advance.
Okay.
But we will be kind of just reheating everything and getting it ready. So this is something known as mise en place. We got our mise en place ready, and then we're going into service. So in the restaurant, we usually have all of our pans ready, hot to go, and it shouldn't take more than 4 minutes.
All right. Well, you get at it. We'll continue this conversation. Tell me about competing as you put this together. Had you competed before? Was this your first competition?
This was my first professional competition.
Okay.
I mean, in culinary school, I did a couple of wine challenges and things like that in Sonoma, but for a competition at this level, it's definitely the first one. So it's very nerve-wracking.
I could imagine.
Even right now, I'm shaking doing something that I know what to do, but it's an experience, and just the way that the kitchen party organize everything, it's definitely putting pressure on, and it's a good experience. So.
Tell everybody at home about your dish that you prepared for the qualifier.
We prepared a dish called Shuck It, the Flavors of Acadia. It was a little bit of a play on chowder, but this time we're doing the same thing, but we're switching up the oyster shell and the veloute a little bit to bring a little bit more of a winter vibe, a little bit more warm, smoky comfort, and yeah, we really want to just have something that hits the palate of the guests and the judges, and hopefully they like it.
That oyster shell was a pretty unique experience that you did. What was that? What did you make that from?
So for that one particularly, we used a variety of teas, but this time we're going to be using potatoes. So using the potato that you traditionally find in a chowder.
Yeah.
We'll be we've made a puree out of that, seasoned it with some bacon, and making a chip in the shape of an oyster shell. And
very cool.
That'll be the base.
Corey, pretty exciting because there's a few different types of competitions when it comes to the championship. Tell everybody at home the sort of those 3 stages.
Sure. So on Friday night, we have the mystery wine event.
Okay.
And the chefs are going to get a bottle of wine with no label on it.
Okay.
And they need to open that up and give it a taste and figure out the flavor profile. Then they are going to have a limited budget on Friday morning, and they have to go shopping.
Interesting.
So they're going to go shopping, and they're going to pick out all the food that they're going to need, and then they're going to bring it back to the Shaw Center, and they're going to start to cook. And the Algonquin College students are going to come and join them and support them in getting ready for that evening. And so Friday night, they will prepare a dish for a few hundred people that they'll be putting together a la minute for them that is going to match with the wine. Okay, and so
how you feeling about that, Chef? I like the pause there.
I mean, like I said, the pressure is on, right?
Yeah.
The challenge really encompasses what us chefs do on a daily basis with making menus, organizing parties, and wine pairing is a major part of that. And it's sometimes like our sommelier will open a bottle that not everything on the menu might be particularly up for it. So coming up with something that goes well with wine is something that I think is a really important skill that chefs should have, and being tested on it is it's going to be fun.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to be a part of it, actually. I'm going to be emceeing with Sylvie, who's in the background here with us today. And then we go to the grand finale. There's something.
Ready.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
So we got the black box.
That's right.
On
The
Saturday
black box,
morning.
yeah.
So Saturday morning at La Cité College, and the chef gets to bring the sous chef in with them, and they have to make 2 dishes. Now, what's really nice is they're brought into the kitchen, they get shown around where they're going to be able to work, and then cell phones get taken away, they get sequestered in a room, and they're brought down one by one into the kitchen, because then the black box reveals what they get to cook with. They have no idea what's inside there, and this is the pressure test. Because they have a very short period of time.
What do they have about?
They're 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay.
30 minutes. And they've got to prepare 2 dishes. And it's go time.
Right.
And it's just the 2 of them, and it's pressure.
Chef, let's quickly talk about what you've prepared here.
Absolutely. So in this pan, we've pre-made the risotto. We toast the rice and slowly add vegetable stock and pumpkin stock to bring out the flavor and natural sweetness. And over here, we have some squash that we've been marinating in garam masala, actually. So a little bit of an Indian twist to a French-Italian style. And it's been sous vide in some brown butter, and just in the pan, we reheat it. So
beautiful. I'll have you plate this, because I think I just saw the 1 minute mark.
Okay.
So I'm running out of time.
Oh, yeah.
So Corey, let's talk about the grand finale.
Grand finale, Saturday night. So we're back at the Shaw Center, and the chefs are putting together their signature dishes.
Okay.
That usually they're putting together the dish that they made in the qualifier.
Right.
They don't have to, but generally they'll stick to something that very similar to that. And so again, Algonquin students are there supporting those chefs and putting it out. Individual food stations, and everybody goes around and tastes everything they've put together.
Wonderful. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Of course, all of Ottawa is going to be cheering you on, Chef. I'll let you finish this. Tickets are available. Listen, and there's so many different types of ticket packages, so visit the website to get your tickets. I'll tell you more about it as we wrap up the show as well. We'll be right back after this. This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
20 bucks. 20 bucks. Hi guys, it's Maggie, Mrs. Calabash and Derek. And whoa, we're back. Rogers Television. So please watch us on Rogers Television. We've just done our first show. It was Anytime Shrimp Special and an Asian salad. So please remember, Rogers Television, Mrs. Calabash Cooks. I'll see you guys.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV. Welcome back to the show again. I'll remind you more about those tickets for the Canadian Culinary Championships coming up next weekend. Really exciting stuff. Also exciting is my next guest. Lucia Zagumas joins me. Of course, a lifestyle blogger at Lulu's Views. You can follow her on social media, Mrs. Lulu. And today we're talking about a variety of different products. Welcome back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you,
It's the first time I've seen you since the new year. Well, Happy New Year to you. Let's first of all start with these products because I think this is something people need to keep in mind all year round, but in particular in the winter. You brought some great Genesta products along with you today.
Genesta is an incredible Canadian company. They've been around for over 30 years, so they're one of the most trusted supplement companies here in Canada, and you can find them at your health food stores where you pick up your health foods, or healthcare practitioners' offices also sell these products as well. And there's so much to consider when you're trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle and a healthy diet, right? Especially as we get older, it's not as easy. So you have to kind of supplement, you know, if your diet isn't perfect, with things that'll help you keep you healthy.
Right.
Especially throughout the winter months where you might be like your immune system takes a dive and you're tired and, you know, suffering from SAD, like seasonal adaptation disorder.
Yeah, and you know what I think too is the great thing about these products is we're talking about preventative medicine. So before you start feeling something, before you start getting sick, if you're using these products, you're more than likely not going to fall into, you know, the bad flu season, the SRV, and everything else we see around.
And keep yourself healthy from the inside, right? So we take care of our outside and our beauty and our hair and our skin, but really, if we're not taking care of our inside, then everything else kind of falls apart too, right?
Right.
So there's some really good products that they have that I'm highlighting today. One is the Women's Multivitamin. This is a probiotic multivitamin, so you can take this every day with your lunch, for example. So you will always remember to take it. Have like habits, like habit stacking, right? So you take your multivitamin, your probiotic that helps support your gut health. Magnesium glycerin is also great to take right before you go to bed. That kind of helps reset your body, helps your muscles as well. And this is a multivitamin for children. It's actually a probiotic for kids, but it also has vitamin C and D, which is great. So you're kind of getting all the benefits. And they're chewable tablets. They smell good. They taste good. So it won't be a problem for kids to take, right? It's not medicine.
We're laughing about it, but it's important for, you know, to get your kids to take some of these things.
Absolutely, it is, and especially vitamin D in the winter, right? The months where we're not getting a lot of sunshine, and we do get the sun. It's -20, so
that's right. That's right. It's a beautiful looking day out there today, but extremely cold.
Look through the window, and of course, this time of year, vitamin D essential. Like I mentioned, these are gummies. If you wanted to have it in a different way to take them, and zinc, which will help prevent you from getting sick, of course. So like pop a zinc every day along with your vitamin D. So you're just building really healthy insides to keep you healthy all summer. And I know that there's a variety of other products as well. Like this is the immune fighting one, and the Maxim multivitamin, which I think is great for everybody to take, and men especially. So fantastic. These
they've got things for IBS.
Exactly. They have everything.
Probiotics. They've got something for everyone. Sleep gummies to help you sleep better.
The sleep gummies, and that's good because I don't know if you have a hard time falling asleep at night. You know, you're always on the go. It really helps us kind of get you in a more calm state of mind before you go to bed. And actually helps you sleep solid throughout the night too, so you're not waking up every half hour.
Let's talk. We're talking about things that, you know, are good for you inside. Well, so is some good food. You brought a little Toro with you here today, right?
Which I love. They are located close to where I work downtown as well, which is super because if I haven't packed my lunch in the morning and I want to eat healthy, I just go to Toro. Now, what I love about their salads, they also have tacos as well, but salads are great because you can also build them with rice. rice or what are just greens on the bottom. They offer meat products. There's also like vegetarian options as well, and they taste so delicious.
They
and
do.
Everything is fresh, homemade, and that just makes you feel really good. So when you're, eating a healthy salad, you're taking your probiotic, you're kind of really helping your whole self, right?
You're ready to go
feel
for
better
the
on the
day.
insides, exactly.
Well, and you know what? We can still talk insides because everything that you put on your skin ends up going inside your body, and you brought some great products here
yes,
today.
Yes, of course, and Vivier is one of the most trusted Canadian skincare companies. They're available at many fine beauty salons and doctor's offices as well. So they kind of hit the mark when they're in places that you can't find them, like at your local grocery store, right? And one of their new things that they have is their vitamin C serums, and they have 7 different kinds of vitamin C serums. Now, they're designed for each different type of skin. The beauty of Vivier is that all skin, like no matter who you are, you'll find a product that's perfect for you.
No matter your age, no matter the type of your skin.
No matter your type of your skin. And there's actually a quiz that you can do online at vivierskin.ca that'll help you determine which vitamin C serum is best for you. And one of their newest products is the Grenzine serum, which is made with growth factors so that it really helps target thin skin and wrinkles and helps kind of reset that your skin. So this serum here is just like goes on so beautifully, and it's moisturizing as well, so it'll help your dry skin in the winter months as well.
Well, we're still putting things in our body because if you want to get outside, you want to get active, we'll talk about staying warm in just a second, but you may want a great protein powder to start the day too.
And the Stay Above Muscle 5 is a great protein powder. There's different flavors if you like vanilla, if you like chocolate. And this is just an easy kind of way to make your body kind of stay energized and on the go. Right before you head out for your walk or your workout, take your protein shake. You can take it as a meal supplement too if you want, and it's super low in carbs as well. So if you're kind of watching your carbs in the new year, looking to lose some weight and gain some muscle, these products are excellent, super easy to make and to keep at home, and they last a really long time as well. So it's a great idea to kind of take your protein shake and then go out for your walk.
Exactly, and that brings us to Pajar, which another great company. I own a pair of their boots.
Yes.
They're fantastic.
Pajar is an incredible Canadian company, been around for so many years, super trusted, and their boots have a really good grip on the bottom too, so you're not worried about slipping when you go outside and into the elements. Also, it's an incentive to get you outside, right? If you're not dressed warm, you're not going to want to take those walks outside. You're not going to want to stay active. But if you move your body in the morning when you wake up, before you start your work day, put on something warm, your hat. These are also from Pajar as well.
Yeah, these are gorgeous.
And their coats. I know we've talked about the coats in the past as well. But if you're dressed warm, you don't hate winter as much as somebody who's not dressed warm. And the boots are incredible. So it keeps you warm all season long.
Yeah, and then you can actually enjoy going outside. A lot of people want to cocoon in the winter. You need to get outside, get some fresh air.
Yeah.
I mentioned how cold it is today, but the sunshine is out, so try to take a little bit of advantage of that.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Derek.
Always a pleasure, Lukia. Coming up after the break, we're talking a little fashion, evening gowns, as a matter of fact, with Cantus Fashions Limited. We'll be back with Samia right after this. Don't go anywhere.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Unbelievable. You just never see that. What a shot.
The OHL on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. My next guest just returned from a fantastic buying trip to bring you some of the most beautiful evening gowns, and there's a lot of trends we're going to talk about. Sabia Cantus joins me from Cantus Fashions. Welcome back. Great to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Happy New Year. So you were just
Happy
telling
New Year to you too.
you just returned from Turkey.
Yes.
And everybody came there, right? Because I asked you, oh, did you go to Italy?
Yeah.
Did you go to France? But everyone, so tell me a little bit about your shopping experience.
Now, all the Italian companies and French companies now coming to Istanbul, they have showrooms in Istanbul. So I don't have to go Italy or France. So I just go to their showrooms and I pick whatever I want, and then they manufacture and they send it to me.
What did you see on your trip? What are some of the trends we're seeing for 2024?
Well, for casuals, the most important trend for me was definitely loose pants, baggy pants.
Okay.
I like them because you feel like comfortable, chic, and elegant, yet you can put like a little crop tops over it, or like, smart blouse like that, just tuck in, and then you can wear flat or high heel, and then you're ready to go. And then other one was for me is like big, bold sunglasses, and big purses, big jewelries basically, and sustainable fashion. That's very, very, very important for us, and Italians are really watching on that. It's a green. Basically, everything has to be, natural fibers, so it can go back to nature, right?
Yeah.
Like silk, linen, cotton. So for casual, that was, I think, the most important trend for me. Evening gown, which is my favorite, as you know.
I do.
Everybody knows. And evening gown, I want to talk the same time if I can.
Let's bring out our first model here, because you've got some beautiful, beautiful gowns, beautiful models.
As you know, like I basically import cocktail dresses and evening gown from Turkey, or we basically crafted, custom made in Ottawa here.
Right.
Okay, and this is one of our custom-made dress.
It is spectacular.
And then look at the color, look at the detailing. Glitters is still in. I know lots of people think that is the simple dresses, only simple dresses in, but crystal beadwork still in. And look at that. Can you turn your back? I love this gathering on the back.
Yeah.
Look at this. Wouldn't you wear this to prom? Engagement, wedding, gala,
the beadwork is spectacular.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, and dust pink is very nice. And bold neckline are very in this year too.
Okay.
So like either deep plunge you will see, or bold sleeves or neckline like that.
Right. Thank you so much. You look fabulous. Let's bring out our next, and you want to talk color, bold colors.
Yes,
look at this.
Colors
This is fantastic. I love this color.
I think biggest one for me is definitely bold color this year.
Okay.
And then orange is beautiful. And this dress, and we were talking about neckline. You see deep plunge is really beautiful, and also cutouts on the side. It's gorgeous. And this dress is a bit more A-line compared to other one.
Right.
And I like the high slit. And back, look at the back. It's beautiful. Again, to me, this is prom or gala or anything. Or
and I love the little subtle shine to it, right? It's got just a little bit of shine that it just catches the light every now and then.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much. Looks fabulous. Let's continue with some bold colors, and look at this. Look at this green. This is fantastic.
It's one of my favorites also.
Yeah.
And you know what? This color is easy actually to wear, and then sometimes people are scared for this kind of colors. It's very easy to wear. Don't forget you'll do makeup and hair and all that. So don't worry, just go what you like, and most important thing, go with your shape with the dresses. So this is a beautiful body hugging dress, but it has a stretch in it, so it's giving. It's really nice. And again, high slit is beautiful, and then neckline again. Look at this. And
I love how it wraps around the neck like that.
And look at the cutout.
Gorgeous, yeah.
It's really nice.
Really nice.
So where would you wear this, do you think?
Well, I think you're at a gala. You're going to a gala event for something like this, absolutely.
From gala, anything, honestly. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. By the way, my models are from Angie Modeling
Oh,
Agency.
excellent.
So
Angie's coming on the show, actually, in a couple of weeks.
That's nice.
That's
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, she's
Thank you so
amazing.
much. You look fabulous. Let's bring out our next, and this to me is I don't know, Barbie comes to mind right away, right? I mean, it's
You
big
follow your
trend.
fashion.
Of course I do. Yeah.
So this is a pink, beautiful ombre pink dress and chiffon. So if you want flowy, you don't want, dress hugging your body. So this is a good option to have.
Right.
So this dress, if you have a little heavy bottom, this could hide and bring out your waistline.
Right.
So that could be nice. And then in this case, she doesn't have a heavy bottom, but still it's beautiful. And look at, again, deep plunge. V-neck is really elegant. Simple, elegant. The back, halter top is beautiful, but the back has a crisscross.
Yeah, and it's modernized, but it still says to me a little bit of a traditional look, too, at the same time, right?
If you want. To show the skirt part, Nejma. So look at that.
Yeah.
I love this.
I love the color. It's kind of like an ombre going on too, right? In the color scheme itself. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you so much. Let's bring out our last model here today, and again a big thanks to Angie's models.
So the black. I mean, black is always in.
Always.
Even this year brides are wearing black, by the way. And
really?
Then, yes, and don't be shy to wear black to wedding. In Europe, it's happening years, but now kind of in Canada, it's changing a little bit.
Yeah.
But
we're always a little behind in North America, right? Unless you go to your store, because you go and do the work for us, which is great, right?
Thank you.
But again, some sparkle on top too. So the beautiful
Crystal
black.
Still in, beaded, and shimmer, and this is elegant. This is timeless. This is definitely to me a gala. And then yes, of course, you can wear to prom if you want to be a bit more like black tie look. You want to go more formal look. You can do that. And then with your skin tone, I love the shimmer. Look at that.
Agreed.
She glows in it. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, and maybe a little sort of half vest kind of thing. If in the winter, if you want to bring something in, if you're a little on the cool side, right?
I love talking fashion with you. Well,
I do my homework, right?
That's true.
Really, thank you so much. You look fantastic. Thank you for joining. Let's talk about, you've got a big sale going on now too, right?
Thank you for reminding me. Yes, because we just launched our online sales, which is, I was kind of dragging my feet not to do it, but finally I give in and I'm doing it. And so for that, we have a big sales going on right now. I never go on evening gown sales, but right now for a short time, I'm doing evening gown sales.
And you do recommend for evening gowns, so come in store.
Yes, please.
Right? I know you have the online that you've launched, but for something like that, you want to make sure it's the perfect fit.
I tell my client, please, okay, I'm just putting out there, so see what you see, but come so I can serve you. Because women really don't know their body type when it comes to evening gown. So they really, I'm doing this over 20 years, and I see women definitely needs help with evening gown.
Yeah.
Come to me, I'll help you.
She will look after you. Located at 700 Sussex. Beautiful store. Go down and pay her a visit, and of course online at cantusfashion.ca. We'll be back with more right after this.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211, help starts here.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
I did it. I need it.
Here, I gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
Learn
learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness, so excited as usual to have my next guest on because she always chooses a perfect book for everybody at home. She does her homework, she does some amazing research, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how you can read more books in 2024. Mary Taggart joining me, editor-in-chief at Ottawa at Home magazine, and back for another edition of Mary's Must Reads.
I know.
Welcome
I'm
back.
laughing at she does her homework.
Yeah.
Do you know that when I was a young girl in high school, I don't think I ever did any homework? And
You
I'm
and
not
me
sure.
both.
Yeah, I know, right?
And look where we are today. Come on,
today,
Mary.
Doing our homework. Yeah, and
But you
do.
do. So
No, I do,
let's
for
tell
sure.
everybody at home, like, how do you go about choosing a book?
So, it's such a fun question, and it's such a basic answer. Cover. Cover
Okay.
is so important, and now that I've gotten involved in the whole reading world, and I have some friends with books that have just come out recently, fellow authors, and they're going through the cover choosing process, which is the publisher who chooses. The author doesn't get to choose their cover, but they get a little bit of input. They're shown beforehand, but it's a real talent to be able to create.
What about that quote, though? The famous quote, don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, judge a book by its
Just so
cover.
you're throwing that out the door.
Honestly, I do. Like,
Okay.
I 100% do. Do you not?
I do, and I'll say I do that oftentimes with a lot of different products, to be honest with you.
Right?
You know, if you go in, you're looking for a nice bottle of wine, and a label, kind of jumps out at you, right?
I know. And then I always pick up the back and have a quick read. As writers, we're instructed to be able to talk about your book in one sentence to
Right.
kind of get the gist of it. I'm not great at that. I'm a bit of a talker.
I think we have that in common as well.
Yeah. So that's a hard thing to do. That's a talent. But,
Right.
that's what I do. And then I research a lot. Like, beforehand, I get books handed to me long before they come out.
Right.
So people count on people like me to do the research, read the books ahead of time, and you can tell a lot by somebody else's words, and sometimes a negative review will make me want to pick up the book because the negative things they have to say, it's too literary or it's too comedic or whatever, might be what attracts me to a book.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so never discount a star. You basically don't judge a book by its star.
Okay,
How's that?
this is the new line. I
That's
like
the
it.
new line, yeah.
You also want to recommend how to read more books, and I told you I really struggle with that because I read before bed, and
You're tired.
Well, I'm tired. I fall asleep immediately. What are your recommendations to read more?
Yeah, I mean, look at it. It's daunting. You pick up a book. It's thick. There's a lot of pages. There's a lot of words, and that's very daunting. So I've broken it down for people. If you can read 10 pages a day, that will get you 12 books a year.
Okay.
Doesn't seem so bad.
That's
you
not
can
so
read
bad.
10 pages a day.
Yeah.
Because some days you'll read 20 and some days you'll read 5, and it evens out to 10 pages a day. And how many pages is that a week? Is that 70 a week? I don't know.
It's about, yeah.
But 10 pages a day doesn't seem that bad.
No, that's not
and there
bad
you've
at
got
all.
your 12 books a year.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a really great goal. 10 to 12 books in a year for somebody who's not a really avid reader, or even somebody who's an avid reader who's busy. 10 to 12 books that's a reader. You're a solid reader.
How many books do you read a week?
People
it
ask me,
must be
so
insane.
It's insane, because I always have like 2 or 3 books on the go.
Really?
And it's very controversial whether audiobooks count, and 100% an audiobook counts.
Okay.
And I always have an audiobook on the go. So, we have to be fair to people who are auditory learners, then an audio book is a very fair way to read.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and you know, I mean, do you read on a Kindle? Do you pick up a hardcover? My preference is always going to be a hardcover.
Me too.
Than a paperback. I never read on a Kindle. I
don't either.
It's pretty funny, and so many people say to me, like, I always give books, and my kids are like, some kids read, you know, hardcovers, but some of them are like, Mom, don't give me any more books. I only want it on my Kindle.
No. I like to have it in my hands.
Yeah.
I am too. There's something about it. Sorry, go ahead.
I just think because I'm on a screen all the time, it's a treat to get off the screen.
I think
and
I'm
we're
much
all
the
on the
same.
screen all the time.
Yeah. It's a good
so
point.
Are we ready for the big reveal?
We are ready. Let's do the big
I think
reveal.
People have been waiting because we've been through Christmas and New Year's and all the holidays and all the things. So, okay, this is just
Anna
O by Matthew Blake. And it is, okay, you know, I'm sorry to say I've got another thriller here, but I couldn't stop thinking about this one. From the minute I heard about it, I tried to go lighter, I tried to go funny. It's a thriller.
So what stood out to you with this book?
Okay, so what stood out to me, and you tell me what you think. So the protagonist, the protagonist is a forensic psychologist who's been called in to review a case and deal with a woman who's been asleep for 4 years after she committed a double murder while sleepwalking.
Okay.
So she's been accused of a double murder while sleepwalking, and she's been asleep, suffering from this very rare disorder, and it's kind of like a coping mechanism after something traumatic has happened.
Okay.
And so this sleep specialist has been called in to wake her, but as he digs deeper, and he's got secrets of his own that seem to be, you know, kind of coming to life as he digs deeper. Their lives are in danger, and I couldn't stop thinking about it because the sleepwalking is so fascinating. And
I've had a couple in my family, sleepwalkers.
Yeah,
and some crazy
dangerous.
things. Oh,
crazy things have happened.
Oh yeah, my
And
aunt
these
fell
people-
down the stairs, broke her back sleepwalking.
I mean, you're lucky she didn't kill you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You never know.
You don't know.
But do you not find it fascinating? Like if you speak to someone, like I've never been a sleepwalker, but if somebody is a sleepwalker, what they're capable of, and they have no clue.
No clue.
So when I read that, I thought, you know, what the unconscious mind is capable of, that fascinates the heck out of me.
I've got to read this book.
Right?
Yeah. Now
Do you agree?
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Anna O, available, of course,
Anna
where
O.
all books are sold. Mary, thanks so much. Always a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
Another edition of Mary's Must Read. She'll be back next month with another pick. We'll be back with more right after this.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud Anishinaabe man of who I am now. I love life, who I am.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us here every single week on An Hour to Give. We're going to talk about community, philanthropy, and volunteerism. It's airing right here on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Welcome back to the show. My next guest has a brand new album out. It's a fantastic album. We're going to tell you all about it. But why don't you give you a sneak peek of one of the singles off that album? It is called Light. Have a look.
I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you'll not live in darkness, but you'll have the light of life. Life was in him, and his life was light for the human race, designed to shine and shine, shine so bright. The light in me sees the light in you. The light in me honors light in you. The light in me loves the light in you. Oh, oh. May you know love. May you speak love.
We could figure out the name of that song. It is called Light, and I'm joined by Dana Lee, a wonderful singer-songwriter. Her brand new album's called Rainbows in the Narthex. Welcome. Great to have you back.
Nice to see you, Derek.
Nice to see you too. It's been a while since you and I have gotten together. The thing that stood out for me is the title of this album. A lot of people probably narthex is maybe not a familiar word to them. Tell me about the title.
Sure. So narthex is actually an old term for the front entrance of a church.
Okay.
So like the foyer.
Right.
Yes, and I didn't actually become conversant with that word until I started working at the United Church, and they're calling it the narthex, and then I'm like, what is the narthex? And they're like, it's the entrance. So that's it.
Yeah, let's talk about church. And this is very important to you. Your faith is incredibly important to you. You write a lot of music around that faith. When did faith come into your life?
My faith has always been in my life. Because of my identity, I would say I didn't always feel there was room for me in the Christian faith. Mm-hmm. But until I really started looking into myself and looking into Christianity and what it's all about love, it's when I sort of came back to my faith and just decided, you know what, I'm just going to be me. God loves me, and I'm going to write about my experiences, and I know that there are people just like me that can relate to the stories.
Yeah, and there's a lot of trauma around church and LGBTQ plus community and other communities as well. You've found a space where you are welcomed. Tell me about that space and how important it's been for you to find that.
Thank you. And, it is hard to find that, but sometimes you have to be that. And I was hired as a music director at a United Church, and part of the mandate of my ministry was to create new ministries, and they are an affirming church. And I brought the idea to them to have a rainbow service once a month in a contemporary format. And it was approved by church council. And we meet on the first Sunday of every month, and we're coming up to our 1-year anniversary.
Excellent.
And so we're really excited about that. But you have to be that sometimes. Create the space if it's not there. So that's the thought behind it for me, anyway.
Let's talk more about the album itself. Light is one single off the album. What are some of the other themes that you sing about on the album?
Right. So I talk about having a breakthrough. Sometimes it's hard. You pray and you don't get answers from God right away, but waiting for a breakthrough. There's another song called Grace on the album. I was always taught that grace is something that we don't deserve, but you know, God is a God of love and he gives us grace. So there's grace. So there's just different themes of just being accepted on the album.
Right.
Yes.
Right. You went on a little bit of a mini tour, right? And at the end, I guess, of 2023, because the album was released in October, right, of last year. Tell me about the tour. How'd that go?
It was great. So leading up to the album release, we did sort of like a little pre-album release tour, and I went to the Yukon.
Okay.
And that was quite an amazing experience. Met some really amazing people. Played also in Prince Edward County. So I'm setting up the concerts in churches, in affirming churches.
Nice.
So these are all affirming churches that are welcoming, and it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what would bring you to the Yukon? Right?
Right. Well,
but
I went up for their Pride celebration, actually.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Amazing.
So pretty neat.
You've got another celebration coming up at the church that you attend, and you're the music director at. Tell me about that particular celebration.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, so this is our 1-year anniversary of our Rainbow service, and instead of having our regular monthly worship service, we're having a concert, and it will be a soft release of my new album. So I won't play every song off the album, but I'll be playing songs from the album, and I'll have other guests joining me as well. So I'm excited for that.
How many albums is it for you now?
I think we might be up to 6.
Really?
Yes. So.
Any plans? I mean, I know you probably are writing all the time. Any plans to get back into the studio this year at all?
I think so. I'm starting to dabble again, and I should probably mention that this last album had funding from the Ontario Arts Council. So I'm really grateful for that as well. So.
I can imagine. Looking ahead to the rest of the year, do you plan on doing some more tours around this album?
Possibly some pop-up shows. There's nothing etched in stone. I'm pretty busy with other things going on, but I do play when I can.
Where can people get a copy of the album? Where's the best place to go?
I'm on all the streaming platforms, so that would probably be the best bet right now.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you, Derek.
Really, really great to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you, Derek.
I'm so happy to have you back here. Again, if you want to be part of that celebration in Renfrew, it's at the Trinity St. Andrews United Church in Renfrew. That's Sunday, February the 4th at 6:30 p.m. You can find out more information about Dana Lee at danaleemusic.com. Michael Wood coming up after the break. We're going to be talking about the CEBA loan, and of course those repayments are due, and a lot of different businesses are going to be struggling because of it. We'll be back with that after this.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Our family used to be so fun. Now my brother takes care of me. I miss Mom and Dad being around more. Mom says things are going to get better.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
La, la.
Welcome back to the show. As I mentioned just before the break, that CEBA loan extension that so many small businesses and advocates had been fighting for, it didn't happen, and that's leaving a lot of businesses in a very difficult situation. Here to talk more about it, Michael Wood joins me, senior consultant at Ottawa Consultants, professor at Algonquin College. Welcome back, Mike. Great to have you here.
Great to be with you, Derek.
Let's first of all talk about, you've become this amazing small business advocate. It's an interesting story because there's a couple of reasons, and one of them is this phone call you had with former councillor Keith Eagle. Tell me about that particular phone call and how that kind of changed things for you.
Sure. That one phone call changed my entire life as we know it right now. So first week of March 2020, I'm sitting in my office at my former company, Ottawa Special Events, and I said to my assistant, I said, I think this COVID thing that we're seeing in Europe and all the lockdowns we're seeing could be a problem here in Ottawa, Canada, right, across the country.
Yeah.
And so I called Keith Eagle, former city councillor, and I said, Keith, I need to know, is the city going to shut down the province or the country? And Keith said to me, you have to start calling your MPs and your MPPs right now. And Derek, I owned one company in Ottawa, and my initial thought was, why would potentially a government elected official speak with me? I just own one small business.
Right. Yeah.
And so I started making some phone calls. I was actually walking into the college one night to mark some papers, and I called former Minister Catherine McKenna and her office, and they said, please send us an email. So I did. They called me back in 20 minutes, and they said the minister, the former minister now, but the minister will meet with you. So I met with Catherine McKenna, and then that led to me meeting with Mona Fortier. I met with Marie-France Lalonde, and at that moment I realized that this is also going to be a provincial problem because we were in lockdown.
Right.
So I reached out to Minister Prab Sakaria, who was the Minister of Small Business at the time. He's now the Minister of Transportation, and it just grew from there. And I would host these roundtables on Zoom with small business owners so they could express what they were going through to the elected official directly.
Right. So, we had a couple of extensions on these CEBA loans. As I said, small businesses and advocates like yourself were fighting for another extension. That didn't happen. Where do small businesses find themselves now? About 30% of those small businesses that took that loan are going to be in big trouble from what my understanding.
Right, and that's what's being reported right now, that 70% have paid it back or perhaps have acquired the financing to pay it back, right?
Right.
And, the one thing is I was speaking to a lot of businesses yesterday. Derek, my phone was ringing off the hook. And, we have CFIB that actually stepped in to really try and support as many small businesses as they could. Whether they were members or not, Dan Kelly was out there trying to help as many people as possible. There are people that their bank had denied them the financing. And so what we need to find out now is what happens, right? So some people are going to collections. I know that is happening. Wow. And, that's going to affect people's credit ratings if they're a sole proprietor as opposed to, say, a corporation.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a large impact here. So hopefully there's other solutions that can be brought up and brought forward.
So that loan now is still repayable, obviously, and they have, till 2026, but there's an interest rate attached to that too, right, on a yearly basis?
Correct. So if you applied for the financing to the bank you took the CEBA from, then you could still qualify for the forgivable portion, okay. The $20,000 forgivable portion. Now, if you didn't qualify or if you didn't apply, you do have till 2026 to pay it back. It's a 5% interest on the loan. Problem being is you're paying the 5% interest on the loan and the interest on the financing to pay it off as well too.
Right.
And some of these are credit card processing interest rates. Right, so I was talking to some people you and I both know yesterday, and they were saying it was going to be 18%, 19%, and higher in total to pay this back, and that's a lot of money.
And I mean, you're still fighting for small businesses and advocating for them. Meetings coming up? Do you have anybody that you're meeting with in the coming days?
It's funny that you asked that. I received an email this week from the Ontario government. Now, CEBA was federal, but the Ontario government has asked me to appear before the 2024 pre-budget standing committee to discuss what the Ontario government needs to lay out. And I think everything about life is balance. So we need to work with the Ontario government, the federal government, and find some common ground just to help people get through the next steps.
For people that haven't been following this closely, the Trudeau government, everyone's been asking for this extension. Many people, what has the response been from the Trudeau government for the reasons why another extension isn't happening?
Well, I think we saw the Prime Minister yesterday say that the pandemic is over. We have to move on and we have to bring these programs to an end. The one thing I'll add here is that the Parliamentary Budget Officer is a little bit of a tongue twister. The PBO, we'll go with that. Yeah. Yves Giroux came out with a report saying that if it were to be extended, it would cost the federal government $907 million. So I called the PBO and I said, listen, here's my thought on this. CFIB saying 250,000 businesses could close across Canada. Okay, that's one number. When we look at 250,000, that's a number a lot of people can't process. It's large. But I said to the PBO, if 15,000 businesses close across Canada and you lose your 60,000, that's $900 million. So the $900 million and the $907 million, it's the same. Yeah. In real life, that's $20, right? Yeah. For people like you and I. I like you, I just feel for all of these small businesses. There's so many of them across the country. Mike, thanks so much for all your work, and thanks for coming today. Really appreciate it. Oh, Derek, you're the best. Thank you.
Hey, we'll be back with more.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV. On Rogers TV.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. Let's go over a couple of things we talked about today. First of all, the 2024 Canadian Culinary Championships coming to Ottawa. It's February 1st to 3rd, so next weekend. Really proud to be a part of it. I'm going to be co-hosting the main grand finale event, but don't forget there's 3 events you can be a part of. As a matter of fact, I believe there are 4, but the 3 main events I want to mention again is the Mystery Wine Competition. That's February 2nd at the Shaw Centre. Then you have the Black Box Competition. That's happening the morning of February the 3rd at Cité Collégiale at their kitchens. That's going to be so exciting for the chefs to do. And then the grand finale, same day, February 3rd at the Shaw Centre. So that's an evening event. Stephen Page is performing at that particular event as well. Tickets are available. You can get, all 3 events if you want. You can go to, 1 event at a time. There's some specials for groups as well. So if you go to trellis.org/Canadian Culinary Championship 2024, you can look up Canadian Culinary Championship 2024 as well to make it a little easier on you. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
I'm Meg, and this is Fit Finley, and we're from Fit Over 50. Join me for a new season, which is full of awesome workouts designed for adults 50 plus. Improve your motivation, your strength, and your energy. Join me for a new season of Fit Over 50 exclusively on Rogers TV.
Join us Monday to Friday on Daytime Ottawa as we showcase some of the fabulous things that are happening in your city. We'll